am here to talk about one of the most, intriguing movies in 2024, Longlegs, directed by Oz Perkins. It's a thriller movie that has Maika Monroe as an FBI agent, Lee Harker, who investigates a serial killer involving several families' murders along the years, and Nicolas Cage as the villain Longlegs, that is part of this case. This movie has inspirations from great other horror thriller movies like Silence of the Lambs, Zodiac, and Seven. And just like these movies, this movie also sets in the 90s. As you can see, this is a picture of President Bill Clinton in the back of the office. The agent Lee Harker, she's very intuitive. And it's very interesting how she's in the spectrum. So she's not a social being, but still she uses her intuition to resolve the case step by step. And she has trust from her boss, Agent Carter. And I gotta say that Nicolas Cage is great. He is the star of this movie. I bias it because he's one of my favorite actors, but his acting is very impressive because it's very creepy. It takes a while for him to appear on screen, but it's worthy, as it has this drag queen makeup, weird face, and he sings on the screen and he just exaggerates, but it's part of his twisted character. It's been a while since they have been created a serial villain in movies for a while. I have to praise the great makeup work done on his face. And Longlegs, when we finally see him, you don't recognize his Nicolas Cage. A little bit by the voice, but just look at him, you don't recognize it. How pretty they made a great job on his face. As investigation goes on, they discover a very creepy face as Longlegs actually doesn't step on the houses, even though there are messages written with codes. Of course, these codes are all, find out by Lee. And they think that actually Longlegs, he has a helper to commit the crimes. He doesn't do himself. And also they find out that each house there is a doll that resembles the girls, and these dolls are crafted by him, and that's a very important part of the. Well guys, right now I have to show important things about the plot. At the starting off, I will be talking about legs, so I have to start the spoilers. This section, stay with me and spoilers aboard. As the movie progresses, we find out that Lee, she's related to Longlegs or her past, because her boss discovered when she was 9 years old that her mother called for the police to talk about strange man that was found passing by their house, and he stopped Lee when she was a kid. That's when she goes to her childhood house and speaks with her mother. And there inside the house, she finds out a Longlegs photo and she brings to her workplace. Longlegs is got by the police. And during the filming, he finally reveals his real name and he sings happy birthday to Lee Harker. And they see they relate to each other, and that's when the creepiest scene is. Because Lee, she comes to talk with him, to know more about everything. He says a friend is downstairs. Even mentions if she wants to know more, to ask her mother. And that's when Lee asks more and more what is Longlegs, but actually he finishes himself smashing his head on the table. And they no longer have anyone to help in the investigation anymore. And this movie has a plot twist because it's not a regular thriller movie, because actually it's more a satanic thing. Lee's mother, she's involved. Actually, she helps Longlegs in the killing the families because they made a deal. She tells this monologue to protect Lee and help her daughter grow. She's the main Longlegs assistant, and she brings the dolls to the families, and that's when the families get cursed and they all get murdered, generally caused by their own father of the houses. This is like a satanic cult where Lee's mother, she brings these cursed and personalized dolls inside the girls, and all the tragic happens. And when Lee finally finds out, her mom first shots her co-worker head, and she shots on the Lee's doll's head, destroying the metallic ball that exists in the doll's head, inside, the brain, but it's a metallic, empty ball inside of the doll's head. And Lee finds out, but then she wakes up, she gets a call, and she goes to her boss Carter's house when it's happening. His daughter's birthday. His daughter's birthday, Ruby. Lee goes there and she finds her mother and her boss, her family, with the doll inside. The girls, his daughter, she gets very attached to the doll. And in the end, she doesn't have much choice, but Lee, she kills her mom and her boss to save his child, Ruby. And in the end, we see Longlegs being a creepy Satanist as he is. The end. Wow. I had to watch Longlegs twice because it's a movie that you need to watch more times to understand. I think that is a very interesting movie, and the main character, even though she's more monotone, she's very interesting, especially because she's way related to the villain than, for example, The Silence of the Lambs than the character. And I realize that some people love it and other people hated this movie. I personally really like it because I'm a big Nicolas Cage fan. And even bad movies with Nicolas Cage, they're very fun. But this is a good movie overall, and Longlegs is in my opinion, a very intriguing villain. But I hope there's no sequels or prequels for this movie, because this movie works pretty well being one and done. So, what do you guys think about this movie? Please leave a comment below, and more suggestions of movies. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And that's it. Until next time.